right. Hello, everyone. We are currently Saturday, July 16th, 2022. It is 11:19 a.m. EDT. 81 days since the release of Bloodhunt. That's 2 months and 20 days. And the summer update Succession has landed this week. It is meant to last 62 days. It landed on July 14th. So that means it's going to end on Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. And currently it is, let me currently check in-game just to be sure. Yes, we are 58 days, 16 hours left until the end of the summer update. I mean, it's already, I know, it's already landed and already I'm talking about how it's going to end. But, it's just so you know, everyone, what's happening. So, welcome. My name is Callior. As a reminder, you can join in on this live recording. This has been live on Twitch. You can feel free to ask questions in chat. I interact with people that ask questions. That's why I got the chat on screen. And also a slight reminder, I am not a game dev. I don't have any insider information. I just find information as much as I can on the internet. I package it for you in a good, reliable sort of way. If I do any assumptions about what's happening behind the scenes or anything, is just my best guess possible based on a bit of knowledge of game dev industry and just a bunch of reasonable assumptions. I'll do the best I can, but again, not a game dev, don't have any insider information. I just want to repeat that. I am just a condensed report of news of what's happening this week in regards to our favorite game, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt. And I throw in as little bias as I can. It's clearly you can clearly distinguish when I say information if it's my opinion or not. If there's anything else, you can just drop me a tweet, drop me a message in the chat channel. And this will be posted. Both the VOD is going to be on Twitch and also on YouTube. And follow me on Twitter if you want to know any more updates on when I go live and what's happening in general. All right. So the topics today, of course, we're going to be talking about the summer update. We are going to talk about a post-patch info, which is what are the devs working on next, and also the things that are currently happening in the community this weekend. And there's a lot that's already going on right now. So we're going to go through all of this as quickly as I can. I still try my best to keep it under an hour. Never know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. So, summer update entitled Succession has landed this week. Right now, it's a lot of what I've expected. If you've been following this news segment from last week, it's exactly what we expected. So I think it's been adding a lot of quality improvements, very much needed quality improvements to the game. The major annoying bugs are gone. We have new content. We have a new game mode. We have a battle pass. These are all good, positive overall things. However, as I've told you last week, although we are seeing an influx of people that are coming back to the game that have just been like, I'm going to do something else while you're working on patching the game, those people have been coming back. But in terms of getting back to peak numbers of what Bloodhunt used to be at launch, that's going to be a slow and steady climb as word gets out that this patch is out and that this patch has content and that this patch has a lot of the major bugs fixed. The game is playable. Word just needs to get out. Um, the bad stuff, however, is that right now, because not everyone flocked in back to the game, the queues are still an issue currently. Also, a lot of people are going into the new Team Deathmatch mode, so they're not populating necessarily the other queues because it's the new shiny thing to play. So that's why you've got a lot of players coming back, but they're all coming back for this one thing. I still see a lot of people in solo deathmatch personally. Um, there are some people that aren't happy with the patch. We're still trying to get feedback exactly on what that means. Um, because so far the negative feedback about the patch seems to be very mixed and varied. So even for me reading all the feedback, it seems to be very, I don't know. It's not a generalized of the negative feedback. It doesn't seem to be a general consensus of what exactly is the thing that's negative with it. Um, but even like that, these are for the people that say that the patch is bad, which are, in proportion there's very little. However, yes, as we've said and as we've expected, there are bugs currently that came in with the patch. And right now, they are collecting as much information as possible to be able to react on these bugs. So right now, like I said, everything like as expected, going to plan. Um, Very happy to see that there's no game breaking bugs happening right now. But if you have them, okay, if you have bugs, report them in the survey. There's been a survey that's been put out. I'm just going to talk about it in a second. Um, Report all the things that are not going well. I think it's on step 5. There's a little box in the survey that says, "What else do you want to tell us?" That's when you can put an essay of all the things that you like, the things that you don't like, the weird things that you've encountered. Put that all in, please. You can also report some of the weird stuff, like weird behavior. You can report that on Twitter to the Bloodhunt account. I've seen David Serlin, the director, and Eric Nilsson, the art director, take immediate feedback and send the issues to quality assurance. Okay, so that like they've immediately gone like, okay, I report this, or okay, I'm sending this, or hey, tagging other dude, can your team look at this? Like immediately on the spot on Twitter, they've been doing that. So the key thing in doing this is don't hesitate and assume don't hesitate and don't assume that your issue has already been reported. Just report it anyways. If like for instance there's an issue with that some people are encountering with close encounter fights where suddenly, and also near the red gas, where FPS drops dramatically when you're close to someone and engaging into combat, or you're fighting someone near the red gas, suddenly frames drop. It's probably related to the new big rig, and they need to do optimization on this. I imagine that's my guess. But if that's not, even though people are reporting that, report it still. Like they'll see how it'll give them an indication of how important it is to fix this issue, because like which issue is more prevalent is based on the feedback that people are going to give them. So, but first things first, let's get on to other stuff. Other stuff includes, let's move this, get my face in the corner. There we go. This has been just tweeted, like, yeah, a couple of hours ago, that apparently we are getting 300 tokens today. And unfortunately, like, some people have been able to get this. I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. They're giving us 300 tokens. Hooray. it's to celebrate the launch of this. It's for a limited, it's for a special weekend opportunity. It's a limited time. However, it doesn't seem to be clear if it's in the inbox in game or if it's the email. Apparently, some people said that they got an email with a code to redeem and they got their coins. So this is important information. So continue to check your email. I don't believe that every email has been it's been sent to every email. Also, you need to check in your options in your Shockmob account to see if you've accepted to receive newsletters from Shockmob or from Bloodhunt, and then you should get the promotion. I don't know. I haven't checked this out. Like, I literally found that out about this like half an hour ago, and I haven't been able to investigate this, but this is the thing right now that's happening. All right. So, as I usually do, I'm just going to post the links in the chat for posterity. Okay. One confirmation that is very important, and that you remember last week, David said that he was crossing his fingers, as we were all, that the patch was actually going to fix the infamous Hydra bug. Well, David has just confirmed that, as far as he's concerned, seeing all the gameplay, the patch has been out for enough time for me to know to say that the reload Hydra bug doesn't seem to be vanquished. Hope you're having great games without major annoyances like this. Now we keep improving across the board with each update to come. So, this is a relief. It could have been possible that he would have said that beyond our experience playing the game, there might have been some reported issues internally on their end, and they're gonna have to rework on this. So right now it seems to be green across the board with everything that relates to the reload Hydra. So I imagine that also it affects all the other systems that were affected by this change. So anyways, this is really, really good news. So it means that they've managed to cross a major hurdle, and all the solutions that they've put in place that affected the other systems are working. So good on them, good job. I hope that everything goes fine after this. So, yeah, the summer update survey is out. I encourage everyone to go complete it. The survey will close on Monday, the 18th of July at 12 a.m. Pacific. So you have the whole weekend to go in, play Team DeathMatch, and play the game at your heart's content. Just look at everything. It's a game, but at the same time, like, if you see anything that's weird, take a screenshot, write a note down. This is the game of the community. They continue to, I'm gonna keep repeating that, because some people don't seem to understand that they will go where the community wants them to go. And they will repair things if there is feedback. This is it's the kind of reactionary feedback that they are going on right now, and yeah, feedback is important. The first part of the survey is mostly about focusing on your gaming habits and also your impressions on Team DeathMatch. So go play a bunch of Team DeathMatch games. We're going to talk about that very soon, but at least play more than just a couple of games before making your opinion, because the first few games can be kind of jarring if you're not expecting this from a battle royale game. I've seen some people talk about how they come from the Overwatch scene or an FPS scene, and suddenly, like, this is the kind of mode that they dig. And some people that come from the battle royale scene that are looking into that mode are saying it's way too hectic and it's not for them. But one way or another, give feedback, give feedback, give feedback. The second part of the feedback is yes, like is a screen that says, "Is there anything else you want to tell us?" And it has a little box. I've seen a person say they've managed to put in like more than 900 words of feedback in there. So, like, go ahead, write a novel. Sorry. But try still to be clear and concise with your feedback, so it's not so they don't have too many questions to ask on what exactly that means. Okay, that's it. Now let's get into the actual summer update. So, summer update, patch notes. We're gonna go into that. I was there during the. I was actually live during the I don't think I wasn't live, but I was at my computer when they actually did the patching. I can say, like, and probably in terms is probably just for me in terms of posterity or information, that patch landed, like, was available a little earlier than the expected time. I'd say about like half an hour, but that was fine. It worked well. The patching process was they shut the servers down. The Bloodhunt website was also down during that, which was a little bit unfortunate for me because I wanted to read the patch notes, and the patch notes are on the Bloodhunt server, so I was doing other stuff. So I am just going to skim through the patch notes that we have here, but we are going to start with Jacob, who is going to tell us about, like, we're just going to play this so everyone's on the same page, know exactly what's going on.
Hello, Bloodhunt community. My name is Jacob Ajmal, and I'm the Player Relations Manager here at Shockmob. Today, we'll be taking a look at some of the highlights of the summer update. Let's check it out. We heard from you that the gamepad needs a few improvements, so we're happy to say that with this update, we've been focusing on adding a few new options that helps you customize your experience when it comes to playing with the gamepad. We hope that this improves your competitive experience when playing Bloodhunt. This update comes with a brand new Summer Pass, which contains 100 levels of unlocks at the new special price of only 600 tokens. This Summer Pass is designed to be a little bit breezier so that you can complete it during your vacation.
Important.
Make sure to explore the Elysium because we added a few new areas for you to investigate. Additionally, we've done a few small changes to Prague, which we think that you might find interesting. And last but not least, we added 2 new weapons, one of them being a knife and another one being a crowbar. For the very first time in Bloodhunt, you'll get to experience Team DeathMatch. In this frantic 8 versus 8, you will duke it out across 5 different arenas that are based upon the map of Prague. As this is a beta, we're very keen to hear what you think about it, so team up with your friends and let's get to it. As you play this new update, you might notice that some of the Camarilla crates are now locked, and you will have to find a key to unlock them. We've done this change to break up the pacing a little bit, and to make it a little bit harder for you to find the best weapons in the game. What update is complete without any balance changes? And this one of course contains a few of those. When it comes to melee weapons, we've buffed the axe and the spiked bat. As for the archetypes, we've tweaked some of the abilities like the Flash of Marble, Blinding Beauty, Earthshock, and Super Bomb. So, these are some of the highlights of the summer update. For the full patch notes, make sure to visit us at bloodhunt.com. As always, we hope that you will enjoy this update and see you at dusk.
Yes. All right. So that was Jacob. There we go. We're just gonna fix that. Come on. Come on. I don't know what's happening with my internet and YouTube today, but it's being difficult. There we go. Okay, so you heard the man. Uh, so, Team Deathmatch, 8v8. Here, so I'm just gonna highlight all the things that I think are important. Like, they think that this is a mode that's great entry for old and new players wanting to get familiar with the deep gameplay that Bloodhunt offers, as it lets you get right back into the action more quickly. It allows you to experiment more with weapons and powers compared to Battle Royale mode, as you've no longer limited to having 1 or 2 lives per match. So you've got 2 ideas here. They're saying this could be a good entry point. Feedback I've been saying from this is some people, like I've said, some people think it is so frantic and so jarring. This does not feel like a good entry point for new players at all. People that are still trying to find the keybinds of everything and trying to understand the basics of the game, I don't feel like this is a good way. I think it's something that you're going to play after you've played the Battle Royale for a while and you're getting accustomed to things, but now you want to get better. Like, you know how the game plays, you want to get better, you go into Team Deathmatch, because then you can experiment more. It is it is undoubtedly a way to experiment with all the abilities and all the weapons, all the archetypes of the game that the game lets you. But right now, what happens right now is that it's souped up. As you have max resonances, so all your cooldowns are much smaller. You have all sorts of weapons, and you are put in a situation where, you know, if you have a crossbow in front of you and that's the only weapon, you're going to use the crossbow and you're going to try to do your best to learn with the crossbow. Or else you're just like empty-handed and you get your ass handed to yourself. So go ahead, you know? Yeah, might as well just mention it right now. Like, it is, like, this mode is totally meant to be hectic. Like I said, I suggest everyone to at least try a couple of games before passing judgment on it. After it took me a couple of games to get used to it, and then 3rd and 4th game actually got better, and like I started to get like, okay, this is how the game is playing. This is like you get a more feel for it. Also, yes, we will be trying out a few variations of this mode in the future as well, to find what works best. Additionally, if you haven't already... Oh, no, sorry, that's not the part I wanted to see. I wanted to say that, yes, this is beta mode. This will change. Give your feedback on what works and what doesn't work. I would recommend people go see... Hold on. Go see the guide that MotionGaming did on Introduction to Team Deathmatch with tips and tricks. It is actually, if you don't want to read exactly how Team Deathmatch works and all the intricacies of it, like, he explains everything in his video. Like, I recommend you watch it to understand like exactly what's going on, and just like it's not just random stuff all the time. Also, his tips and tricks actually useful. Like I said, after I played a few games, I watched this video and suddenly, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense, especially the tips and tricks, because once you've experienced it, then you can go like, okay, there's actually some logic that you have to go when you're playing. My personal tip about it though is, hold on, if I'm getting inside the game, make sure we can see the game. Okay, hi. Is go in your archetypes and change the archetype perks for, I mean, all of the characters that you think that you're going to play. Like, change the loadouts, because you will be playing at with full resonances. So having a sanguine perk is not going to be useful. A choleric perk is not going to be useful. What is it? There's one where you can. There's one where it you can affect NPCs. There's no NPCs in this mode, so take something that's a little bit more appropriate. Extra ammo capacity. That's a good one. There's no down state either. It's once you get to 0 health, you poof out of existence and respawn somewhere else. So regenerate from a down state 20% faster, not useful. What is it? Wall climbing becomes faster. Could be a good perk. There's some of the maps where you can get high vantage points. Maybe you don't want to get sniped as you're climbing. That could be a good one. Start with 50 armor and a spare. That's good, but also when you die, you drop some of your items. So maybe not having a spare to give to the opposing team, like, maybe that's something you need to think of. Feeding grants a blood bag. You're not going to be able to feed on anyone. Like, there's no downstate, there's no Diablerie in this game, in this game mode. So, like, that may be not useful. This one, where you start with a melee weapon instead of a gun, I don't know. This could be good. It depends. You'll have to play around with it and see what's best for yourself. But yeah, I suggest you go to. There's no menu when you're queuing inside the this mode to change your loadout. So remember to do it beforehand so you can get the max out of these perks and get the best advantage when you're playing the game. Yeah, and also another thing that I want to add is, you may be in a situation where you have a certain weapon in your hand that is not your preferred weapon. Doesn't matter. Just like, a weapon is a weapon is a weapon, especially in this game mode. Just try them all out. It's the perfect mode for this. I've managed to kill several people with dual crossbows very easily, actually, to my surprise. Yeah, just try them out. Just go crazy, and as well, give feedback, because this seems like, I'm telling everyone, like, right now with the feedback I've seen, Team DeathMatch is going to stay inside the game, like, indefinitely, as far as I can tell. Okay, this is going to be a mode that's going to stay there, so might as well give your feedback now, while not everything is already set in stone, so it can make it better. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we know that. So what he said, we created a faster battle pass to fit in your summer gaming needs, knowing that the sun can be quite painful during the summer, and nighttime gaming might be sparser during the summer period for many of our kindred. The idea behind this is, there was some feedback that some people in season 1 bought the battle pass but never managed to finish it. There's still some feedback coming in of some people are going like, so there's still no way for me to complete the season 1 battle pass? It's like, no, dude, it's too late. You had some time to do it. You stopped playing the game. So right now what they did is they've tweaked. It's still 100 levels, but they've tweaked the XP so that getting levels is much, much, much faster. I don't know, you play 2 or 3 games already level 5. When you used to be like, you play 2 or 3 games and then you'd be struggling to get the level 2 or something. It depends on many not achievements, but game challenges you managed to complete during that time. Yeah, so they're aware that it's summer. We're gonna go outside. I should be outside. It is a beautiful summer day. But we'd rather still play the game or not, or we'd rather be outside. We're not gonna have like a vacation and schedules and stuff and family. They're aware. They're aware we're not gonna be spending a lot of time. It's usually dry season for gaming during summer in the northern hemisphere. So the overarching aesthetic theme is both suited for hot summer nights and blending in with the local group of organized international criminals. That's the theme of everything that's in the battle pass. Yeah, we're gonna skip over this. What else? I have some notes. Nope, that's gonna be good. So a little thing to mention here, because we mentioned all the cool aesthetics and fresh outfits to customize your vampire coming with the summer pass. We also need to mention a few streamlined process for getting these out to you. The decision to create this was not made easily and took a lot of time to achieve. Doing this also meant delaying any possibility to resolve lingering bugs, since we needed this new system to be implemented to be able to proceed to fix others. Also, that means that there are several bugs right now with the big rig, with the characters, with clipping through the models right now, and some costume physics that are currently a little wonky right now. At the beginning, especially if you're wearing a coat on your character at the beginning of a match, it's just very windy, and you're getting a lot of ass shots right now. So, I mean, enjoy the ass shots where you got them. You know, why not? But they're aware that there's some issues with this. They're gonna fix that. They have been making a lot of performance improvements. However, given that we have added new bodies and additional assets with the new rig, this could affect performance. We will continue to work on improving this in future updates. I don't have the reference, but David mentioned that because they changed a lot of things, performance might change, so they're keeping a sharp eye on this. Like I said earlier, there's already people that have been, including myself, that have been complaining about certain situations where performance drops dramatically. So that's in the realm of, yeah, we know, we expected that, but at least the new stuff is in. We're going to be able to tweak that. We're going to be able to try to fix that. So let's hope that they manage to do it in a quick time. Hold on. I should turn off my dark reader. There we go, because we can see bullet points now. So bug fixes, they're great. Quality of life improvements, a bunch of them have been added. They've updated the controller, as we all know. They've still got some more things to work on, and some people are giving feedback on the controller as we speak. Some of them have been saying initially that their feedback was negative. Some, after playing a few games, have been saying, okay, I'm starting to understand what they did, and I'm starting to get used to the new changes. And some of them are saying that some of the buttons and controls and all of this do not fit what they want. There was someone that mentioned that there is a new function in the PS5 menus that now you can customize buttons. Apparently that is native on the PS5. We know that customization of buttons in Bloodhunt is something that they want to do, and that's a part of the upcoming patch, or soon, or whatever. We're gonna get to that. What do we hear? Okay, the Camarilla caches now require a key to be opened. You will need to find this in Prague, adding a bit of challenge and finding rare weapons. This makes matches less predictable and requires a bit more exploration when it comes to finding the best weapons. Okay. Now, here's the thing about this. I understand the whole thing about going for the Camarilla caches immediately when you start in the game, like, because we at this point we all know the locations of all the caches, and some people immediately at the beginning of the match they immediately go for those caches. Now, there's golden keys that you will find all over the place, and they're not. It's like the octahedrons. They have a set of locations where they will spawn. However, which of them will spawn in your match is random. So you may you may find a spot where you know that there's a gold key that spawns, but you're never sure in every match if there's going to be one there. Also, as far as I know, the locked Camarilla caches are also random, which ones at the usual locations that we know that there are caches. It's random which ones will be locked and which ones will be not locked. That is a clear that is a detail that wasn't clear when they said that, is that some of the Camarilla caches don't require keys, so it's just normal as usual. So it's just to, like it says, it's just to pace out a little bit more of the game. Yes, you can. That is correct. You can only carry one key at a time. It's also to make it fair, but also if you're working in duos or trios, and you're going for a lot of them, your teammates may catch them. Also, yes, exactly. No hoarding. It's to avoid people from just finding all the gold keys and just keeping them all on them. And also, there would be an issue, because if you die and you have a gold key on you, the gold key drops. It would be really unfair, because when you die, you only have a certain amount. I believe it's just one of each of the things that you carry on you that you drop. So if you have multiple plates on you, you only drop one. If you have multiple bags on you, blood bags on you, you only drop one. So it would be the same with gold keys, since they are limited, and the caches also, the lock caches are limited. There's also kind of a balance thing where it would be unfair, and some people would probably, let's say a saboteur goes around the map and just goes and collect keys to try to control the outcome of the game or something like that. I don't know. Some people might find strategies about this, but right now this is it. But yes, there are still the regular Camarilla caches that are not locked, that are still showing up in the match. That's still showing up in matches. It's still like some of them haven't changed. It's just some of them have changed. That's it. Yes, rank mode rewards are now immediately unlocked on reaching the next rank. This is weird. Additionally, we have reduced the required rank points by 1,000 points. More on this when rank launches again in the future. Right now, since the beginning of the patch, there is no ranked mode. If you've been following the news that I've been telling you, you know that there is going to be a discussion about ranked mode incoming soon. I believe I'm going to talk about this later. Where ranked will be discussed on how it will be transforming. It's just very weird that this is a part of the patch notes right now, because to say it in a way that's not offensive, but no one cares about this change right now. There's no ranked mode. So why are you telling us this? It's just a weird patch note. I believe it should be like later on in the future that you should mention this. Whatever. What is it? Yes, yes, yes. Yes. That's good. Yes, as we knew in Elysium, Nosferatu clan has expanded further down below. There's been an added elevator. The venture area is now open. So I would recommend, there's a few very easy quests to do that just make you run around in Elysium. Just go do them. It'll lead you to discover, as we previously knew, M, the new Ventru, has arrived finally in Elysium. I'm just gonna go here inside the game just to show you, because apparently some people were very lost, that people that don't necessarily run around Elysium to find out things. This is here where usually we used to have our Ventru doorkeeper or our Hodor that used to stand here, and now suddenly we have an elevator that's open. And upon arriving in this room, Hodor's here. Hi, he's still as pleasant as ever. And when you go up here, you can meet M, who is not, as I used to assume or predict, she does not come as Ventru Primogen. Her title is just simply Chief of Security, which is interesting. It's just interesting to know all this. It's just if you care about the lore or anything. The Elysium also has some new secrets. For example, you may encounter a new interactable character here. I've just shown her to you. Those of you who are detail-oriented might find what else is hidden. I've discovered a few things. As we all knew also, Rudolphinum has... Yeah, I used to add another I. I've been corrected a few times. Has been opened. There's an added level in the Rudolphinum. And a Ventru train has arrived in the train station. So that's a new thing that happened there. Also, I can tell you that near that Ventru train is... I've already found a Camarilla chest near there. So... make of that what you will. Probably new spawn. There's a bunch of balance changes. I am not going into those because I am not this. You can read that for yourself. The only thing that is important here is Diablerie no longer breaks the Masquerade for improved game flow. This is interesting. In terms of quests, they've changed the UI, and yes, everything is much clearer. If you go in the quest section here, now you can see completed quests and the rewards that you've unlocked. You can see the steps that you've gone through. That's very good. Active side quests. Now you're able to know which of the quests are side quests and which ones are active seasonal quests. And active seasonal quests come with an expiry timer. Because we've noticed that some quests in Season 1 are now unavailable. And apparently that was intended. I would have liked to have received a heads up about that before the patch landed, because there's... I believe there's two quests or two quest chains that I have not completed. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, there's also currently, just so you know, This quest, Court Games Part 1, it's currently, there's a bug with it that's been reported by a few people that, as you can see, the objectives right now are completed. It's just that Kirill, to which you have to turn the quest in, he doesn't seem to acknowledge that the quest has been completed, so you can't turn it in. That's sad. Also want to point out, because some people have been asking for this, that there is, if you do a few quests, I believe it's the ones that are in Elysium. Actually, I could just look here. There we go. It is, no, yeah. This is Maya's quest, the 3-part quest. You can get the Coquette Kitten mask right now that you can't see because I have my chat up there. So let's just put it on my character right now so you can see a close-up of it. There you go. Neon cat face. There we go. Everyone thinks that this is awesome and they want to know where it is. It's in the quests. You have to do the quests. It is Cage, the Cage quest. So, yeah, I really appreciate that now we can see exactly what we're doing, what we need to do, how long is this quest chain, and we can see the rewards at the end of that, so you don't have people like me who will make bad MS Paint copy and paste image of all the rewards and put that out on Twitter. It's a little bit embarrassing. Okay, moving back to the patch notes. Knife and crowbar have been added. They provide more weapon variety, and their spawn chances lower the probability of encountering the other melee weapons. This allows us also to balance them accordingly, making the blue melee weapons better bridge the gap versus the purple ones. Yes, because melee used to go for the high-end weapons a lot of times, so they've just, by adding these two to the pool, now suddenly the pool of melee weapons becomes larger, and probability of spawning of each one of them has decreased. So you're going to be seeing a lot less katanas, a lot less scourge blades than you used to see. And that was something that a lot of people complained about. You know, the two-hit katana hit. The two-hit katana kill was something that was infamous for being, like, all around. Now, there's several known issues, and yes, I'm going to read them, even though, wow, we're going a lot at, we are, yeah, okay, we're just, the show's going to take a lot of time. Okay, I'm talking too much. So the camera sways when feeding on NPCs, so when you grab them, the camera will move. Also, NPCs jitter and rotate when you feed on them. It's a side effect of the big rig. It is quite comical when you do it. It's basically, you're just like quickly fumbling around with the body of a person. Also, NPCs may still clip into walls or in the ground in some cases, especially after being fed upon. But I can tell you that in a bunch of the Bloodhunt solo modes that games that I've played, there was, I did not run into a single NPC that was in the walls or under the ground or all of this, which was very aggravating. Revive prompt doesn't animate as is and shows as full. That is an issue. There's still some rare cases where players can respawn on a red gas, particularly when the wind variant is active, so that's still not entirely fixed. When queuing for trios and duos, players might end up in Prague without a full team. The team can be missing the last player, is what they mean. Teammate map markers may not be present when respawning in Prague. Looping sounds for camera and entity containers don't cut off when they've been opened. So it's when you're doing the heightened senses, when you're pressing X to scan the area, you know there is a special sound for the Camarilla and entity crates. You will be hearing it just like constantly happening. That is a bug that I've seen currently that is in the game. Player may get stuck at your quarterly screen after selecting an archetype and entering prog, which is very unfortunate. Low vault sometimes pops up a bit higher than expected, so just like a slow jump, which is a side effect of a fix to low vault desyncs and therefore an overall improvement, but still not ideal. So they still have a lot of issues pertaining to character movement. Some character assets may flicker or appear odd, side effect of the big rig. Exactly what I was telling you about some some items clipping. I saw yesterday Slayrina that I was watching. She had the Scourge blades on her back and was trying to ADS with a sniper rifle, but as she ADSing, the character was leaning forward, which means that the weapons were leaning forward. So for a moment, as she was ADSing, we could see on her screen for a brief moment the movement of the Scourge blades going inside her sight, which was, it all relates to clipping inside the character. It's kind of like character moving around and the hairstyle, the hair is moving around and also going inside your character. So there's still some clipping issues to fix. Still no potato salad, but stay tuned. I don't understand that joke. For Team DeathMatch, known issues. There's currently no join in progress or auto balancing to handle players leaving during a match. Leavers are an issue, and they will have to do something about that. It's a bit difficult to differentiate teammates from enemies, agreed. Respawning still needs some work to improve spawning near teammates and squad mates and away from enemies. It happened a few times for me that I spawned literally in front of someone who immediately killed me. Distant characters can show animation compression effects they look like in slow motion, especially with lots of characters in view. That's normal. That's the kind of thing that's expected. I don't mean that's normal, but yeah. Assists are credited as kills in the main scoreboard. This is by design, but will be replaced with a score-based approach in the future. So they're already thinking about other things that they want to implement to that mode. It is not yet possible to switch archetypes between lives. Basically, they want to make it like Overwatch, where you can switch characters after you've been killed. This is interesting. Yeah, maybe because the ways that I could see this is maybe it's because of the enemies you're playing against, or maybe it's because of the map, the arena that you're going to be playing in. Some of them have a lot of let's say like the Skybar one. You've got a huge tall building. There's a lot of climbing. Maybe you want to get something that makes you climb faster, something that maybe you want to get Bloodhunt because of the leap. And sometimes you've got Slaughterhouse. With Slaughterhouse, it's just very low buildings. There's not a lot of high ground to get on that map. Maybe you want to be like a little bit more sneakier. Maybe you want to be a Nosferatu to be able to go away because there's a lot of open spaces there. The current approach to picking up weapons is experimental and may change in the future based on feedback. This was an easy to implement solution that was the benefit of encouraging players to try different weapons, but it can feel a bit too luck based. So they're going to change that. Map layouts are preliminary and will be refined based on feedback and telemetry. So yeah, there are some zones inside some arenas that are just, you never see people there. No one ever goes there. So they may want to change the zoning. Scoreboard is currently bound to the same key as the map, V or M. This was easier, safer in the long term, but will eventually replace the inventory screen. Healing isn't super tenable at the moment due to the fast pace of matches. A better solution is being play tested internally and should be released in the not too distant future if the feedback is positive. want to remind for the sentence. They say the feedback is positive about the internal playtest. So, yes, the healing isn't super tenable, but I've played a bunch of matches. Certainly, healing currently has a lot of place. It's either with your management of staying out of the enemy's fire, or playing around in teams with your group if someone has a siren to heal you. I'm sorry, Muse. Okay, so these are the notes. Yes, this is going to be a long show. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The Summer Pass is, well, we can't see it. As we know, the Summer Pass is 600 tokens. And an interesting change as well is that there is no way for you. You can buy the Summer Pass, but you can't buy, there is no option on your screen to buy your levels up to 100. I see this as a good change because that means that people are going, if you want the rewards, you're going to have to play the game, which means more players in game, which means players in queues, which is something that we all want right now. Okay. The store has not been revamped the way that I thought it was going to be. So maybe that's something in the future where we're talking about like bundles and discounts and all of that sort of stuff. That did not happen. Okay, that is a bug currently because this a second ago when I started the game, this was red, so it is actually vermilion. So this is probably a bug, live bug, everyone. Okay, so now with the new version of the store is we currently have 2 items that are on rotation. So technically you should get. I believe that they are all staying there 48 hours. But there's a delay between each one of them, so there's going to be technically a new item every day that will show up on the store. And in terms of seasonal outfits, we have 32 seasonal outfits in the store. It is absolutely nuts. It is a mix of it's a mix of new things. It's a mix of things that were on outfits that were on early access and variations based on early access. If you know Oberok, who is a cosplayer, he's made this outfit. I believe this one was inspired by him. Very impressive. And yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but these specific outfits for the Toreador female, they're basically Maya's, the NPC Maya. This is her outfits, but different variations on that. Also, like, yeah, so a lot of them were the Kuro. I believe the Kuroshio and Webweaver were early access items, and you've got some new versions of that. And yeah, you have a lot of this. A majority of the seasonal of those seasonal outfits, they are clearly now identified that they are for a gender and for a clan. But we've got those 4 here who seem to be only locked to gender and not at all to a clan, so they can go on every male and female of your characters. Now, everything that is inside the Summer Pass in terms of outfits, they go on every character, every male, every female, all of it goes on everyone. It's just with the seasonal stuff, they start to get a little bit more like, okay, now we're trying to get the specific feel for Ventru is very clear here. The specific feel for Nosferatu is very clear here. For for male Toreador, for female Toreador. They're still trying to keep it, keep some things to the idea or the fantasy of the clan that you're actually wearing on you. Want to do a little bit of the math that I've done. You've got 6 items total that are 1,200 tokens, and you've got 26 items, 26 outfits that are 1,300 tokens. Total outfits, if you want to buy everything that is inside the seasonal store, you will need 41,000 tokens, which I can tell you because my tokens in the token store are in Canadian money. For me, that would be about $400 Canadian money if you include our weird Quebec tax that we have here on virtual services. Yeah, you might want to pick and choose which one of the outfits that you want to buy if ever you're interested in that. Or, like myself, you might want to budget your next paychecks for the next couple of months of the season to buy everything, which is what I'm going to plan on doing because I want to have everything. But that's just me. I'm not forcing anyone to do it. Okay, so other few things that I want to point out. In Mastery, nothing seems to have changed much in the Mastery section, except in the career section, where suddenly over here, you are getting collectibles for you're getting customizations and icons and banners for collecting clues and collecting storyline items if you're paying attention to the lore. So like all the items that you will be collecting inside your journal, you can unlock a bunch of those things. So if you're interested in the lore, if you want to like focus on collectibles, like these are the things that you can find. Some of them will give you an immediate indication. Like here it says, look for an octahedron at Princess Haven. So I'm going to have to drop there or go by the Princess Haven to try to find a octahedron somewhere to unlock of this. And you can look, like this one, Rise and Shine, is still locked. It says, look for an octahedron east of the Princess Haven. We're going to see. So that's another cool thing for people like me that want to focus on all of this to uncover the lore. Also, like, so far, I haven't seen a lot of people have these, like, sport these banners and these icons right now in the game. So for a while, they might be a little bit rarer if you're the kind of person that likes to shine on other people, like some rare stuff that you got. Hold on. I did notice that some items that were showing up in the... Did I not link this? I did not link this. No. I noticed that some items that were in the trailer, some items and some emotes that were in the trailer are missing in-game. And they are not in the Battle Pass. They are not in the store. So I asked Eric, the art director, like, where are we supposed to find those? And he told me that you're gonna have to wait and see. So they're still thinking about some things. There's still a lot more stuff that's going to be like injected inside the game across the season. So keep an eye on that. I know that I was interested in the Oni mask, as well as the when you see, if you look, pay attention to the trailer. There's a chicken emote, and there's the infamous butt slap that I played a part in getting people to getting the people at Shark Mob to do. So yeah, these are coming. So yes, with this, I noticed, in case you were starting the game for the first time, and looking at your rewards and seeing that, oh wait, I seem to be missing some things. I restarted my game, and then when I restarted, suddenly I got my rewards in. Suddenly, I think it's just like you needed to load in for the server to go, to register that, oh, this person has completed some things, and now suddenly rewards are being allocated to you. So maybe, restart your game and see if you've got new things popping up when you reload. However, I've seen mentioned a few times that if you have, if you were supposed to get ranked rewards, because those have been distributed, the ranked rewards of season 1 have been distributed to the people who were supposed to have them at your different levels. And as a reminder, if you're at a higher level, you're supposed to also receive all the previous items that were of the other levels that you had before as well. I've seen some people mention on Twitter that they did not get their ranked rewards, and they were asked to go contact customer support so they can actually look at their account and see what was their rank status and make sure that they've got the items attributed to their account. So do that as well. I've mentioned this. Some quests are gone. Yes. Have I mentioned the... No, I have not mentioned this. Okay. So, yes. Right now, as of right now, since the patch, crossplay is automatically turned off for everyone. So, for both Team DeathMatch and solo Bloodhunt mode, you are only playing with people of your way of gaming. So PC players play with PC in solo Bloodhunt and Team Deathmatch, and PS5 players play with each other in solo Bloodhunt and Team Deathmatch. However, the other two modes, duos and trios, they, as we've discussed previously, they don't have. Sorry, I'm just seeing. I'm getting some flair from J.J. Abrams here. Well, can't fix it. Anyways, yes, the option to turn on or off crossplay is still not available in duos and trios. So for the moment, you're still gonna play with people from both PC and PS5 in those two modes. In terms of, I just want to mention it for a few seconds. If we're not, yes, I knew that I was gonna get kicked out. In terms of lore, I don't want to go into specifics or details about it, at least not right now, because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. But the title that we saw on the screen, Succession, basically the subject of this patch. Succession is clearly about M, the new chief of security, and Ventru that arrived in Elysium. Not a Primogen, chef of security. One interesting thing about her is that she is the child of the previous prince, Marcus, who is dead. So her arrival is causing ripples inside the Elysium, in between all the NPCs. I would suggest you to go, when you're doing quests, read the quest text, and in between turning in quests. Let's say you have a quest to talk to turn to Corel, he gives you another part. Go make the rounds. Go talk to all the NPCs after you turn in some quests, because sometimes one of them will have an extra text prompt, which will give a little bit more details about how they feel about what you've just done or the circumstances of the actions that you've been taking. And I'm just gonna leave it at that and say that there's a lot of tea, and I've seen a couple of hints of things to come. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. There's a couple fun details to see, like they mentioned in the patch notes. There's if you're keen and paying attention, there's some things going on. And I want to mention that speaking of lore, please go subscribe to Meriden Unknown. He is our resident lore guy inside the inside Bloodhunt. He's the only one that's paying attention to the lore, so we don't have to. I rely. I wouldn't say like entirely on him. I like to read the quest, so I already know what he's talking about. But right now, he's doing a battle pass giveaway. He wants some subscribers on his YouTube channel. He gives information inside this series of tweets that I've just linked. So go find Meriden, follow his instructions, go subscribe to his YouTube. You may get some free battle pass codes from this. So go ahead, let's go. Okay, moving on. We are going into the post-patch info. I'm going to be speeding things up, okay? So, we have someone asking, Kurt Reyes again asking about the RP needed for Obsidian because of the change that we mentioned earlier about, they've removed 1,000 RP points that was necessary. David still reminds us that we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks in terms of ranks. So in a couple of weeks, ranked info. Mark that on your calendars if you're interested in ranked info. 1 second, linking this. Good. Let's go. Next thing. After reading the one of the interviews, the interview with Game Radar, Lost in Ghostwood said that's pretty interesting. I did wonder if it was the release process that was holding up fixes. Hope your new process can be more flexible. I know it's not always easy. David replies, it's a big change, but a good one. We'll be able to react and adapt now, and in some case, surprise too. We'll kick this off with Summer Update, and obviously the first update will focus on feedback and issues from that release. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, but next patch is going to concentrate on the feedback and issues and fixing a lot of the issues and bugs that people have been reporting. So again, report your issues. They're going to be able to fix that and then move on to the next big thing. Again, I will not stop talking about this. So, there were some questions about the controller from Stuck on Juju and Pulsion here. David answered, like, we're going to do a deep dive information on controller settings and see what others have used, etc. is the plan to allow all to find their best fit. So they acknowledge that it's not everyone that uses the same thing. Sometimes the recommended settings aren't necessarily the best thing in terms of controller. So there's going to be a deep dive. We're still going to continue the quest to find the right balance and the right things for everyone that's using a controller to be happy with that. Also, there were some things about legendary boxes and being strange and all of this, and there's several few people that have been talking about like item rarity and the loot distribution. David confirms that we'll look at loot distribution for boxes most likely and make them more rare. And as they previously mentioned as well, if they're starting to look at this, it means that they're going to look at all item distribution across the game. So that's one thing if you're ever worried about this. Next up, Diablerie animations. That's been a while since I've heard people talk about this, but yeah, Bloodhunt France says we were talking with our group of players last night, and it's an idea that came to us. Why not create different animations for the executions, Diablerie, that we can choose in the shop or recover in the pass? Eric, again, our director of Bloodhunt, says definitely something we're looking into. There's a lot of great ideas out there. It's just a matter of time and what's more prioritary. Ugh. Since we are a fairly small dev team and a new feature involving changing animations, menu for equip and buy, etc., it would cost code/UI/animation resources to build. So we have to see where it falls in our list of priorities, especially when it comes to code resources, because code resources are like the most and the core important thing inside game development. If we have a feature already done, like tattoos, great. No code needed. Just need more art to have art and make more. But for brand new things, we need code, and they need to work on bugs at the moment, which is, I think, the consensus right now. Fix bugs, fix bugs, fix bugs, and then we can have more stuff in the store and all of this. However, I will mention to everyone, if you have ideas for Diablerie animations, throw it at them. Like, throw at them. I've already done that like a while ago. I was saying like some sort of reverse blood fountain where you just like press your enemy on the floor and you can will the blood inside your mouth like a blood fountain and sort of like kind of casting, and that casting animation can be stopped or whatever. That was my idea. I've seen a bunch of people have several other ideas, and yeah, just before they start working on those internally, try to give them as many ideas as possible, so at least they'll have a bunch to choose whenever they're going to have like to go like, okay, let's look at Diablerie animations. A lot of people have been asking for that. That flare is annoying the heck out of me. Hold on, if I can fix the ones here in a way that. No, it's the one underneath. Okay. Hold on. There we go. For a moment. All right. That's annoying. Okay. So, yes, as I said, give feedback immediately. Don't wait until it's the appropriate time to give feedback. Just throw it at them. Eric is probably the best person for this. So yeah. Other thing, new clans? Not yet. People, again, it's a discussion that's been happening for a while. Are you planning to add Gangrel, Malkavian, Tremere, and Chimise, or Simise, whatever you want to say it, race by chance later? Bloodhunt says, thank you for the compliment. The clans mentioned are all excellent. There aren't any current plans to include them, though. We advise you to follow us for any updates. Okay. Any current plans? Current is the keyword here. Because they know immediately when the game started being popular, when you were in early access, when the game was officially launched, there's a bunch of people that have been asking, okay, when are you adding Malkavian? When are you adding Tremere? When are you adding Gangrel? Right now, the argument has been, we've got too many things right now to worry about in terms of fixing the game and making the game stable to be spending time and resources, as we've mentioned on the Diablerie animations questions. Question that right now the focus is not on that, but again, I like to remind you, go in the Reddit. I suggest actually go in the Reddit so you can go suggest your ideas of different clans and different clans' abilities that they could add. So at least you're gonna have some people like talking about are your ideas good? We have several people from Bloodhunt devs that are a part of the I think that actually are moderators on the Bloodhunt Reddit. So they are seeing the ideas. Like everyone that's been discussing all sorts of ideas of abilities and functions about clans to put inside the game. There's been a lot of discussions there. So just don't be afraid to go out there, try the ideas. They're going to be seen. They are going to be seen. So right now, no other clans for the moment, but at the same time, the word is current plans. So there's still hope, is what I'm saying. There was a question about PvE mode and story content from Meriden Unknown. With the new approach to content updates and moving away from traditional seasons, what effect will this have on story content? Second question. With the approach toward flexibility and trying non-BR game modes, what is the likelihood of seeing a PvE game mode in the future? Which is something that a bunch of people have been asking about. Eric replies, as for story content, there's a lot of discussions going on at the moment. In theory, we could just roll it out when we wanted instead of dropping it in big chunks every 3 months. Smaller chunks, but more often. We will see. It might need to adapt a bit, get more integrated with the rest. That's one thing. The second question, short answer, I know a lot of people in the studio would love to see PvE mode as well, but we will have to see, probably not anytime soon. I'd say stability, bug fixing, and building on the PvP aspects is our main prior right now. So I want to make you understand exactly where this comes from. This is because Vampire the Masquerade is first and foremost, in terms of games that existed, it's mostly Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. That's where a lot of people came from. That's what people want to happen. We know that Bloodlines 2, the developer of Bloodlines 2, to put it in simple terms, shit the bed, and they got the license of the Vampire game removed from them. And it's still in the air exactly which developer is going to pursue development of Bloodlines 2. But people have been wanting a PvE experience of Vampire the Masquerade for a very, very long time. There was also, let's not even mention the long storied and failed project of a vampire MMO that existed for a while, and that was hyped, and that also shit the bed. So there is a desire to have. There's still people that are going back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. There's still people that are keeping up a patch updated that you can. It's an unofficial patch updated, but made by the community to make sure that the original Bloodline games is still alive, because there's absolutely no other game like it. So there is a big desire for a PvE game, and seeing Bloodhunt on a new engine and working really well, a lot of people have been asking themselves, why don't you take this game and make a PvE mode out of it? There's been a demand for that. Unfortunately, Bloodhunt was developed as a battle royale first and foremost. It is an action game. So right now, probably their internal focus is absolutely not on that. The population of players that they currently have is battle royale focused. As I've mentioned before, with Team DeathMatch, Team Deathmatch, for people in Battle Royale that are used to Battle Royale games, I've already said, I'm not going to play this. And people that have been used to Battle Royales are playing Team Deathmatch, but come from a more FPS scene, are loving the new mode. So we don't know. Right now they're going to focus on the game. Like he says, the current game that is in there, maybe PvE in the future, but right now it's not really that type of game. But yeah, just so you know that it actually I'm gonna add this since we're running over time. Might as well mention it that there's a certain group of Vampire the Masquerade fans that have joined Bloodhunt, even though that's not their normal usual type of game that they're following, and there's still people that there's people that are fans of Vampire the Masquerade that looked at Bloodhunt and said and are still saying this game is an aberration to the name and the franchise of Vampire the Masquerade. Because originally Vampire the Masquerade is a tabletop RPG. It is meant to be what's the current way to say it? It is a tale of personal horror and cloak and dagger stuff with a vampire sheen all over it. So it is very, for them, it is very much like the original Bloodlines video game used to be. Just a lot of talking, a lot of negotiating with others, a lot of sneaky operations, a lot of maintaining the masquerade and all of this. And so for them, they look at Bloodhunt and see this is a lot of shooty bang bang. This has nothing to do with the cloak and dagger and we live in the shadows type of aesthetic that you are supposed to be putting yourself into when you're doing the tabletop RPG. So for them, this is World of Darkness trying to make money with something or trying to be popular with the kids or whatever take they have. I still think that this is a valid take, and yeah, basic and also it is steeped in the lore of Vampire the Masquerade. It is canon what's happening in here, so I don't know. It's just to let you know that there are different perspectives on exactly what this game is and what it should or should not be. Right now, they're going, we're sticking to our guns. This is going to be PvP action game for the moment. They're not like the ideas are still left on the table. They're not being put in the trash can because there's still a demand for that. Yeah, and people still confuse Shark Mob because they're making a Vampire the Masquerade game. Some people are still saying, so when are you gonna get Bloodlines 2 out? And they go like, well, we're not the same developer as the ones that worked on Bloodline. Also, they're out of there, so whatever. Anyways, that was kind of a good sidetrack. Okay. Let's talk about queue control and matchmaking information. They're asking about the experience of waiting queues. As we already knew, in terms of David's already spoke about that in terms of like the tools that they're putting in the game, in the live game, in order to be able to tweak with things a little bit more. He says, with the update, we'll be able to configure small regions specifically, and we will fewer options and faster queues. We'll monitor this throughout the lulls and peaks of each region to see if we need to readjust expansion or available modes, for example. Post this update, we'll also invest into better information from the matchmaker, stuff like ETA per queue, etc., to help you make better informed decisions on what to play as well. So from what he's saying is kind of like, if you're going in this screen, probably you would have, I would say, like on the top or underneath, maybe you would have queues tailored to your region to say like average queue time is this, so you can know exactly like what you want to get into. So in a way, it'll inform people to make a better decision on like what to do with their time, and also like which mode is probably like worth spending time in or whatever. I expect also it's going to be like a natural, like, funneling people into the shorter queue times, into the modes that have shorter queue times, so people will understand and maybe see exactly what's going on. Instead of blaming developers for the queues, maybe they'll be able to see that is just like, hey, solo mode is actually like has consistently the shortest queue time of all the modes, and duos has a shorter queue time than trios, because we've already discussed that duos have a much higher population than trios. So that may be the kind of information that we could see added to the game in the future, according to David. People have been asking for a practice mode. Little update on this, if I can click on the things. The Preacher was asking, can we get a bot mode, please? David was asking, like, there is one if you play the first 15 games on a new account. As we already knew, the first 15 games you are matched with new players and a certain amount of cultist bots that act like players. So the games are a little bit easier and smoother, and you can practice like that, but you're not gonna make new accounts just to play for 15 games, then delete it, then recreate it. That would be stupid. The Preacher says, what if you don't want a PvP? And David says, oh no, sorry, I was looking at this. So yeah, we're looking into making a practice setup with bots outside of that too. So practice setup with only bots, they're looking into it. So maybe gonna actually be able to practice on your own pace. That would be fun. That would be very much appreciated. And last but not least, the infamous red dot fix. Can we? Super Ghost says, "Can we talk about the real issues? The dots, they taunt me." And David says, "Oh, the red dots irk me too, but it's not a top prio, but it's up there." So there's still hope, everyone. They haven't forgotten about it, and it annoys David as well. But if we're honest, the red dots is more of an OCD / completionist type of worry. Right now, there's bigger fish to fry in the game rather than that. I guess it's whenever they'll have the time or the solution to fix this, they'll add that. But it's absolutely not forgotten. And with that is all the news about the game. And now we're 30 minutes already of recording. This is insane. Okay. We're moving on to the next and last segment of reporting, which is stuff that's happening right now. So, really right now, linking this, Majora. Majora is Obsidian #2 ranked news globally. Last weekend, not last weekend, the other last weekend. The previous last weekend, he was the winner of the EGL tournament. Absolutely insane person. Right now, today, at the time of recording, $100 24-hour kill bounty is a go. First person who can beat the number of kills I get in 24 hours in any mode will win $100. Setting the record, a number to beat live at TTV Majora. Starting, it's not 7. It's, what is it? Yeah, 7/16. I'm actually stuck in April. Lol. So it's today, starting at 11 a.m. PST. So at the time of recording, this would be in about an hour from now. So if you want to get $100 from Majora, beat his number of kills, like in any mode. So if you're good at the Bloodhunt solo mode, go ahead and do that. If you think you got a squad of trios you can kill very fast, let's go. I would personally think that Team Deathmatch would be probably the best way to go in terms of getting kills. But yeah, $100 on the table. He is challenging the Bloodhunt community to do better than him. So go ahead if you can. And speaking of the EGL tournament, as usual, I'm gonna mention the EGL tournament. Right now, however, I noticed that there's something different this weekend. This weekend, we are having trios instead of solos. So, currently, Europe is about to start in about 5 minutes from now. And later on today, we're going to have NA trios. I am absolutely going to watch this because some teams have been practicing all week long in order to get this happening. This is probably going to be fire. And also for the rest of the month, next weekend is going to be solos, and the next weekend after that, on the 30th, we're going to go back to trios. So I hope this gets people excited. These events, these kill races, are always so interesting to watch. So as usual, go on the Vampire the Masquerade category on Twitch. Find your favorite streamers or people that have the EGL tag in their in their stream title, or go into the participants list to know exactly which teams are there. And let's say you can click Made in Prague and be able to see the members, which you see here are Majorok, Narski, and Naysayer X. So yeah, Major's gonna be doing trios while he's doing the kill races. So you might have an advantage on him if you start playing Team Deathmatch, maybe, and if you're a killer, maybe you're gonna get like an advantage on him. So basically, yeah. So that's how you can see who's gonna be playing, and go find your team, go find your streamer. That's how you're gonna be able to watch all of this. Also, last but not least, but not exactly last, Bloodhunt is in Amsterdam for TwitchCon. So they are over there, and you've got a schedule for the whole weekend where you have Delacroix, Aranka, Glocktain that are streaming Bloodhunt. They're apparently giving away some freebies. There is a sweepstake contest that you can take a part in. If there's a laptop from a gaming laptop from Intel Gaming that you can get. Info is on the Bloodhunt Twitter about this, and also just go join the streams. They're gonna tell you what's up. Apparently they're giving away goodies, like I said, and they're gonna remind you about the drawing, the giveaway for Intel. Okay, and also, apparently for the gaming computer, you don't have to be over there at TwitchCon. If you're remote, you can take a part of this. However, if you are at TwitchCon and you go join, and if you find the booth for Sharkmob for Bloodhunt, you can go there and tell them the code word pineapple pizza, and they're gonna give you freebies. And I'm absolutely jealous of you if you can't actually go there, because there's some of the things I want to have. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on this. Look at this. This is an absolutely beautiful design here. I would love to have this. We've got tote bags, we've got socks. You know, even if they're just socks, guys know that, you know, if you're just given socks instead of shopping for them, it's a W. A bunch of stickers, and if we can zoom in here on this, these are pins with all the archetype symbols there and the Bloodhunt logo. Like I said, I'm jealous if anyone's at TwitchCon to actually get those con exclusives. Yeah, jealous. Right. Moving on. Also, apparently, right now, today, it's been happening for a few hours. Samir, aka Combat Glue, is giving away codes on the Twitter account for you to redeem on the Shark Mob site inside your account so you can have things in game. So, and he says, I will have something for everyone in the end, so don't be sad. He's tweeting pictures like this. Where do you have a code? You have to go inside your account on bloodhunt.com, so have that open in a tab and have yourself logged in. There's an option to redeem codes, and you can redeem this. So far, the two things I've seen him redeem to people is the Techno Demon mask, which is the Oni mask that I was seeing in the trailers, and also the fuchsia finish makeup. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of the codes. I've already gone through that. A lot of people are saying that the codes have been redeemed, but these seem to be the two items that he's given away codes for. So it's first come, first serve. They only function once. So yeah, go also follow his Twitter if you're interested in having those things during the weekend. And that's it for us here. Hold on. Give me a moment. I still have a few things to say. So last things to say. Fill in the survey. You have up until Monday to do it. To fill the survey first, though, go in game, play the game, go experience Team DeathMatch, so you can give feedback on that because you've got few questions about this. Go see all the new stuff. Go see all the new things. Give feedback on this. Mention if ever you get if ever you see issues about all this. If there's issues with your account, if you're issues with basically like anything. So yes, remember that this is this will shape things to come as usual. When you give feedback, please give good, clear feedback to the devs. There's no point in insulting anyone, by the way. It just gives them more reason to toss your feedback to the side or not give you the time of day whenever you're going to ask them questions. That's, there's no point in insulting anyone. But just if you give them clear, concise info, they're going to be able to fix it quicker. They're going to fix it like to what exactly you're expecting. If you want to request new things inside the game, even though it's stuff that you've already asked for in the past, go ahead. Still insist on having this thing back, so they're going to go like, oh, well, this thing that you've mentioned in the past isn't that much of a worry now, or whatever. Like it's going to be able to determine on their end the priority of things to fix. Also, I would like to remind you, if you can, and if you feel inclined to do so, I'm not forcing you to do any of this. I'm not recommending anything about that. But talk about the game on social media. Mention that the game has been fixed. All the bugs have been fixed. There's new content. There's a new mode. Tell us, tell people that this patch has been has landed, and like if you feel like it's something positive that it's improved in all of this, and you feel like some people should play the game, just say it, because right now, like I've mentioned before, it's going to be a slow climb of players getting back into the game. So yeah, you need more advertisement. You need more things happening right now to get people back in. So just, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be a shill. You don't necessarily have to be like hashtag advertisement. You know, if you really like the game, do the game a service and basically do yourself a service and tweet about it. You know, Facebook about it. I don't know, whatever. Because right now, like, it's as I've expected. It's not a huge surge of people that are coming back. So don't be afraid to just say like, you know, Bloodhunt, it's good. It's better than like it's fixed or whatever. Because right now there's not a lot of publicity that's been made about that. So yeah, that's one thing. Also, the last thing I want to mention is if you're watching this live, if you're watching this as a VOD, whether on YouTube or on Twitch, please give me a follow. I would really appreciate it. Putting all of this together takes more time than you can imagine. I know it's just like look at different Twitter feeds and put the info together and just report it and just link everything. And especially if it comes from the same, almost the same sources, like some days you can be like, this is so easy, but no, there's a lot of parsing information to go through. There's a lot of research that I have to go into on top of this and organizing and all of this. So yeah, like I'm doing firstly this, like this first is just for me, okay? It's just for myself and have fun. It's because I thought it was, again, filling a void of lack of information and communication about this game. So, you know, I'd be doing that kind of research anyway on my own, but I'd like to ask people to please give me follows on Twitch, so at least, you know, if I'm gonna have people like watch this, I'd least like to know if people are interested in me continuing to do this. Right now, we've been having just a glut of information over the last, I don't know, I guess this is the 7th episode I've been doing? 7th week I've been doing this or something? 6th or 7th? I haven't been counting. But right now, there's not a lack of information. I would like to keep doing this. So if you can, please give a follow on Twitter. On Twitch. You can also give a follow on Twitter. That's also good. That's where I post my news and also status of if the stream is going live or not. Yeah. That's about it. That's finally it. 1 hour, 47 minutes into this reporting that I thought was going to be I was trying to go fast, and I would like to mention there's a couple of sections of the whole things that I wanted to explain that I just said another time. We're going to talk about this another time. This is going to go too long. You're going to go over your 1 hour limit. So yeah, we're not lacking for information or, you know, explaining exactly what's going on. So thank you for watching. Thank you for if you've been able to watch throughout this entire VOD, this entire episode. Wow, thank you. Gold star for everyone. So yes, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.